So for this week's video, I'm going to show you how you can change your scrap paper, old calendars, any kind of cardstock material that can be recycled into something useful. So for this repurposing video, you're going to need some sort of recycled paper. So I'm using an old calendar that I received in the mail from RBC. I have an envelope template that I'm going to use, but if you're creating an envelope that doesn't have a size, you can totally just create it by hand. And then you're just going to need some tape, scissors, and a pen or pencil. So to start, I'm just going to take an envelope that I'm trying to replicate the size of and take it apart very carefully, making sure that I'm not ripping the paper. So again, this template is going to be used to trace onto my calendar so that my envelopes are going to be the same size. But if you're creating an envelope for an object that's not kind of a regular envelope size, you can just do this by hand and refer to an older envelope. So once you've opened up the envelope and you have your template, you're just going to take your scrap paper, or in my case, a calendar, and I kind of found the picture I wanted to be on my envelope, but realistically, if I'm raising paper, I don't really care. So you're just going to rip that out of your calendar, and then you're going to trace your template onto the new piece of scrap paper. So this repurposing video will work with any scrap paper. I like to use a calendar better just because I find the paper to be a little bit thicker, just so your item that you're shipping is going to be a little bit more secure. But again, it will work with any type of paper that is an alternative to recycling. So once you have traced the outline on your piece of paper, you're just going to take your scissors and cut it out. So my piece of paper was a little bit smaller than my envelope, so I just kind of improvised. The corners really don't matter, it's just more the idea and the shape of the envelope that we're looking for. Now that you've cut out the new shape of your envelope, I just like to line it up with my older envelope, and you want to make sure the design you want to be on the outside of the envelope is face down. So again, lie that piece of scrap paper on the ground and put your envelope over so you know where to fold it. So I'm just loosely folding it on making light little creases, and I will go back over with something a little bit sharper to make sure the creases are sharp. So now that I have a loose fold, I'm just going to take the edge of my scissors and push down on the paper, again, just to make sure the edges are sharp and crisp, so that when I go over with my tape or my glue, the edges aren't going to be popping open, they're already going to be pressed down. So as you can see, the envelope is really starting to take shape, and I'm just going to be taking two little pieces of tape to tape the folds together. So you can use glue or tape. Tape is all I had, but I find you just need two little pieces and it will hold the entire envelope together. So now that your envelope is done, all you need to do is put your letter inside the envelope, and you'll need a piece of tape or two just to hold down the flap on the back, and then the front is ready for you to write the address of where it is going. So the envelope is exactly like a normal envelope, there's no holes or anything, and we use this from recycled paper. So because my calendar was much smaller than a normal average size calendar, I didn't have many scraps, but what you can do with your scraps to help eliminate what you're wasting, you can make gift tags out of them, which I have actually used multiple times. So here you can see I'm just cutting small little rectangles out of the design, and you can easily tape these onto packages at Christmas or put a little hole and then a ribbon through it. It's just really easy to use the scrap paper, and then the rest of the little pieces can just go into the mason jar to show what we actually wasted from doing this.